Net profit stood at rupees 1048 crore in the current quarter as against rupees 1012 crore in Q3 FY13, recording a growth of 3.56% year-on-year basis. It may be noted that it is after providing for the deferred tax liability of rupees 272 crore in accordance with the recent RBI guidelines. The adjusted net profit would have been rupees 1,320 crore, translating into year-on-year growth of 30.5%. Similarly, on adjusted basis, it would have been sequentially moved up by 13.01% after adjusting the 272 crore DTL as I mentioned. Net interest income of rupees 3,057 crore has shown an increase of 7.61% in December 13 quarter on year-on-year basis. Sequentially, it has increased by 6% over September 13, that is the trailing quarter. Operating profit stood at rupees 2,182 crore, increased from rupees 2,109 crore in September 2013, thus up by 3% sequentially. Though it has marginally declined by 2.75% year-on-year, but it is due to additional provisions as per AS 15 and wage revision to the extent of rupees 175 crore. If adjusted for the same, it would have translated into an operating profit growth of 5.03% year-on-year basis. As guided by us earlier, domestic NIM is continuously improving from 2.84% in Q1 to 2.85% in Q2 and now at 2.95% in Q3. Other income of rupees 932 crore in Q3 against rupees 841 crore in Q3 of FY13 has shown a rise of 10.88%. Slippages in advances are gradually coming down, again as guided by us earlier. They have come down from rupees 1,961 crore in June 13 quarter to rupees 1,863 crore in September 13 quarter and further to rupees 1,553 crore in December 13 quarter. Bank has restructured advances to the extent of rupees 1,213 crore in December 13 quarter, which is again sequentially showing a declining trend as guided. So compared to rupees 1,637 crore in Q2 and rupees 2,147 crore in Q1. Gross NPA has been contained at 3.32% and net NPA at 1.88% in December 13 quarter as against 3.15% and 1.86% sequentially. Provision coverage ratio has improved to 62.22% in December 13 quarter as against 61.68% in September 13. I would like to mention here that there was no technical write-off or sale of assets during the current quarter. The bank continued its steadfast policy to follow retail leaning to the business growth both in liabilities as well as assets, as was indicated by earlier in our business strategy, and as a result, CASA share is well defended at 32.27% in Q3. The share of retail term deposit to total term deposit ratio has moved up from 43% in March 13 to 55% in December 13. Retail advances have grown by 21% and MSME advances have grown by 39.18% year-on-year basis. Credit deposit ratio of domestic operations has improved from 71.27% in March 2013 to 74.01% in December 2013. Capital adequacy ratio under Basel III stood at 12.01% and under Basel II at 12.26% without taking into consideration the 9 months net profit. We have raised $750 million from overseas market for 5.5 years in January 2014 under 144A as well as Regex offering, which was oversubscribed by almost 6 times with price compression by 35 basis points from the initial guidance. With these opening remarks, now I come to various performance indicators on business and profitability. Coming to business of the bank, global business of the bank stood at rupees 8,56,218 crore in December 2013, reflecting Y-on-Y growth of 19.91%. The share of international business works out to 32.42%. It also means that based on the results already announced, Bank of Baroda continue to be the largest nationalized bank in terms of business mix. Domestic business of the bank stood at rupees 5,78,616 crore in December 2013, reflecting a year-on-year growth of 16.52%. Global deposit of the bank stood at rupees 5,03,772 crores in December 2013, reflecting year-on-year growth of 21.47%. The share of international deposits works out to 32.32%. Domestic deposit of the bank stood at rupees 3,40,941 crore in December 2013, reflecting year-on-year growth of 15.42%. Global advances of the bank stood at rupees 3,52,446 crore in December 2013, recording a year-on-year growth of 17.75%. The share of international advances works out to 32.56%. Domestic advances of the bank stood at rupees 2,37,674 crore in December 2013, reflecting year-on-year growth of 18.12%. The share of CASA deposit of the bank is 32.27% in December 2013, as against 30.38% in March 2013 and 32.22% in December 2012. On the operating profit, as already I have mentioned in my opening remarks, that sequentially it has improved by 3%. Year on year there is a marginal decline, but that is largely attributed to our provisioning, which started from the Q1 of this financial year towards the AS15 as well as expected wage revision. On the net profit, also as I mentioned in the beginning, that the sequentially year on year there is a growth of 3.56%, but it is after providing for the deferred tax liability to the extent of 272 crore for all the 3 quarters of the year in the Q3, and adjusted for that year on year basis, it would have shown a growth of 30.5%. And sequentially also it would have shown a growth of 13.01%. The net interest income works out to rupees 3,057 crore in December 13 quarter, recording a growth of 7.61% year on year as against rupees 2,895 crore in September 13.